Not Worth the Time with Wade Taylor. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Not Worth the Time. We're here. We're doing it. It's been another 2 weeks, and we're just ready to have a fucking fun one. I hope you guys have had a great couple of weeks. Hope you've just been tearing it up, just fucking really getting after that first month of the year, right? Just doing super solid work. I hope you're all doing well out there into February. Gonna just keep that train rolling, right? You know, it's a new year, and you just got to treat yourself to new things. I finally did that. For the first time that I can really remember, you guys, I can't remember the last time I went out and bought something brand new for myself that I was really stoked on. You know, and I didn't feel bad about purchasing. I have horrible buyer's remorse, and not even the fact that the product is bad or it turns out, this isn't exactly what I wanted. Every time I've bought in most things, and I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted. It does what I need, and I'm going to use it all the time. And then for some reason, 2 hours after buying it, I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? Why did I do that? I don't have the money for this. Oh, fuck. This is just $200 item's going to break me. It's going to fucking ruin me. I didn't have that. Didn't have that this time. And this was a big boy purchase. Big boy purchase. I bought a new couch and seat for the basement, you guys. And the crowd goes wild. That's what my head was doing. I was so amped for this. I mean, my girlfriend went out shopping. We needed a new couch for the basement. Just a couch was what we were after to replace the futon. The bachelor futon that became the main couch in the living room in my old place. If you guys watched the old episode, you probably remember seeing it. It was in the corner back there. That was a futon that I had for years, and it was nice. And you know what? That thing was a soldier, okay? It did its duty, caught farts like a motherfucker, you know? It's a whole vibe, which normally is why I feel bad when I have to get rid of things. Like, this thing's got to go. It's just got to go. It's time to send it on a Viking voyage, you know? And hopefully, you know, we're trying not to throw it away. We're trying to actually have somebody come and get it. You know, it might be for free. Threw it up there on Craigslist for like $20. You know, hopefully someone wants to buy it, or they can just come get it, you know? We're just trying to get rid of it. I want to send it on its next voyage. It needs to start its next chapter, you know? It needs to be a party futon for a kid in his 20s. It needs to be that guest bedroom futon that you have at your college dorm room, that your buddies who didn't go to college, they just come and crash at your place and then go out and go to all these weird house parties and make it awkward when they're like, oh, what do you study here? Oh, I don't have a major. I decided not to go to school. I work at Walgreens. You know, things are great. I do the graveyard shift. No one bothers me. You know, it's that, and then you're just like, good God, this isn't going to help us get laid tonight. That's where, and then that friend comes back and he's plastered, and you put him on that futon, and he wakes up, and his back hurts, and his head hurts from drinking so much, and then maybe he thinks about, maybe I should have gone to school, because at least I would be in a real bed at this place, and my back wouldn't hurt. And I wouldn't have to drive 4 hours back home now to go work my late night shift at the Walgreens. That's what this futon's next chapter of life is going to be. And we got to send it off on its voyage to go help another kid. And that's why I have a hard time normally getting rid of things, right? And I feel like I'm finally growing up. Where we found this new couch. It's fucking awesome. It's going to fit the aesthetic of the basement, of the man cave we're building down there. It's not really a man cave. You know, it's not all just my stuff. But we've definitely built a basement vibe to it. It is so fun to go down and hang out down there. What finally put the nail in the coffin was the first party we've had down in the basement since we renovated it and set it up with some entertainment stuff. I had all the fellows over for the Royal Rumble. We had the Royal Rumble party. Goddamn, that's always a blast, dude. It's one of the funnest times of year. If you guys need a fun activity to do with a group of friends, okay? It's just a good old-fashioned time. The Royal Rumble is one of the best. If you have Peacock, You have access to it. So you're already paying for the subscription. You might as well catch the WWE best pay-per-view of the year, the Royal Rumble. You don't even need to know the storylines or anything. Honestly, going into it blind probably makes it more fun for you. It's going to be funny because you don't know what people are referencing or what the beefs are. You can just make up the beefs yourself, and that's half the fun of watching a wrestling pay-per-view. You're just kind of making fun and poking at it. You just get 10 or 15 of your friends together. Everybody throws in $5 for a pool, and then you divvy up the numbers. If there's 15 of you, everybody gets 2 numbers because there's 30 wrestlers. And whatever number you got is the entry you got for that Royal Rumble. And if your guy wins, or gal, for the Women's Rumble, you take the pot. It's a good time. You just it's 3 hours of hanging out with your friends, drinking beers, having a good old time, making fun of some fake fighting, you know? You don't have to pay that close of attention to it. It's not like the UFC where you got to pay really fucking close attention to it. You can't space off. You miss a knockout instantly. Is there anything more frustrating when you're watching a UFC event and then somebody is talking, telling a story about something, and you're trying to be nice? You're trying to do the old Midwestern, hey, I'm going to pay attention to this. I'm going to give them my undivided attention and make sure they know I hear them. And I'm here to hear this story and see what lanes and places it takes me down a whimsical journey of this tale. And right when they're about halfway through, when you realize this story is fucking going nowhere, you're looking at them and then you just miss the TKO. Not even TKO. That's a technical knockout. I'm talking about a straight up knockout. Just a fucking head kick. It just sends somebody into a parallel dimension and exchanges the title. You know, that's fucking awful. That's a terrible way to spend a UFC pay-per-view. Okay? You know? So, I'm just, anyway, I've been rambling. But yeah, that's what happened. We had the boys over for the Royal Rumble party, right? Have your own Royal Rumble party. That was the point of that whole expo. But we had all the boys over for the Royal Rumble party. You had like 12 to 15 guys over at my place. It was a blast. But I had 3 dudes sitting on the futon. And I went back and looked. And it turns out, on the website, it doesn't give you a rating for the futon frame of what the poundage that you can put, the pressure you can put on it. So unfortunately what happened while my buddies were sitting on it, at one point the back half of this futon, the part you lean against, just completely bent and gave way. Now luckily it didn't break and nobody fell or got hurt, but it definitely is like at a steep incline now. It's at a constant recliner position, which, to be fair, right now, like if you're watching a movie down there, it's pretty sick. You're just like in instant lounge chair mode, like you're in the movie theaters all the time. You put your feet up on the coffee table, you're instant chilling. Although you got to be careful because you will lose feeling in your feet. You will have your foot will go to sleep. You will have numb toes, and you're like, "Is it cold down here?" No, you have no blood going to your feet right now. You are severely cutting off the amount of blood that should be going to your toes right now. That's why you're very toe. You have a blanket on, and you still can't feel your toes, okay? It's not the cold. It's the fact that you have your feet way too elevated. It'd be the perfect reclining sofa if you are in physical therapy and you have a swollen ankle. You're no swelling in that ankle is going to happen. You're going to keep that thing nice and elevated. It's the perfect, right above the heart, you know? But that's why we had to ultimately go out and find a new couch. And we found a great deal where I got a sofa and a chair. And a chair, dude. I'm so pumped about the chair. Because having a couch is nice. And it's just a single couch. Normally it's just me down there. But there's something about a man having his chair. Just having his chair, that is his spot in that room, you know? And that's what I want that chair to be. I can't wait to set it up and this is where I sit. This is where I come down, I turn on my PS4, or I throw in a VHS, right? Watch him fucking Jurassic Park on VHS, and I chill in this chair, dude. Just being just so content and happy down there in a cool, nice basement. You know, I'm just looking forward to it. And then my girlfriend found an awesome bar we now have. She found a sick table at Goodwill for $10. She got that thing all cleaned up, and now we have a sweet bar kind of set up. Put my decanter and my whiskey glasses on it. Looks fucking great. It's just all coming together down there. It's just slowly coming together. The only thing we found one, if it wasn't so expensive, we found one sofa that would have been really funny because I talked about how cool it'd be if you made it look like a cigar lounge. So we saw these like red leather with the like button indents, like where they're like X's, and I was like, wow, that would be fit that aesthetic perfectly. But this one fits the whole vibe of the basement all the way together. So, and when I normally big purchases like that, man, I immediately just am like, what am I doing? Why am I fucking dropping this much money on something like this? And for the first time ever, I didn't have that feeling. This computer I use every day that I'm recording this on, when I first bought all the stuff for it, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? This is stupid. I shouldn't be spending all this money. Even though I use it every day. I've got over it, obviously, but I always have that feeling. And I'm going to use this couch and chair a lot. And I was just like totally okay with it. I was just like, yes, fucking take this money. Who cares? Burn it, and let's have something nice for once, I had that same feeling when I got my new car, man. I thought for sure, like, I was just like, why am I doing this? This is dumb. This car runs. It's fine. And I feel like, I don't even know, but I feel like it's with a lot of dudes I know feel this way. We have this whole mentality, at least a lot of people I know, where it's like, if it's not broken, then you don't need to replace it. You have to deal with the headache of whatever's wrong with it. Like, I was fully prepared, honestly, until my girlfriend kind of talked me into it. It was like, well, we could get a new thing for it. We could do this or that and figure out a replacement. I was just totally made peace with the idea of like, well, that thing's at a giant angle now, so this is just how I have to watch TV down here from now on. This is just the way life is. It's not technically broken. It's got character now. That's what you try to convince yourself. Oh, it's not broken. It's just got character. Now there's a story when people come down and be like, why is this chair uncomfortably far back and why can't I feel my toes? Oh, well, it's because me and my friends had a rootin' good time at the Royal Rumble one time, and one thing led to another and this thing bent backwards. Funny story, isn't it? Yeah, other than the fact that I've lost circulation in my feet. That's character. We just love to keep an item with character, and I feel like I know way more women who are way better about that, about getting, like, if it's not really as functioning as well as it should when it was brand new, like, it works, but it's like, hey, this still is, you gotta finagle it. You're wasting more time trying to do your little fucking ritual to get it to work. You gotta bang on it 3 times on the left side, tap it twice on the right, and then bam, you gotta go. There it goes. You can't live like that. You gotta replace things, and I think that's why I finally have felt better. Is I know that things eventually run their course, and you have to get rid of them. But I tried my best to always make sure I take care of things and do things, make sure they last as long as they can. Because that just seems more responsible. I don't want to create more waste in the world. I hope nobody wants to create waste in the world, but who knows? But yeah, that's I'm very excited about it. That was a long-winded explanation, a way to say I got a new couch. So I hope you guys have been starting off your year with something fun like that. Get excited about the little things now and then. So I guess we should just go ahead, and I don't really have a good transition other than I was talking about how men and women are a little different. So we can get into the article about men and women that I found for this week in in the New Science magazine. Again, been going there a lot. It's great. If you guys have the Libby app where you get your library card, you can get this for free on it. That's why I've been getting these articles, is from the library. So shout out to the library for fucking hooking it up. You know how it goes. But I found this article in New Science. Its life expectancy gap between men and women is closing. That's right, ladies. One more thing that we're going to have on the edge on you. It is crazy that I will obviously read the details of this, but it is funny that for so long it's always been that women outlive men. And apparently, the constant telling us we need better lifestyles, live a little healthier and stuff is starting to catch up to us. And we're figuring it out. And now we're starting to live a little better. So we're gonna stay with the ladies a little longer into the normal life before we all pass into the after realm. So let's read this. Women have historically outlived men, but changing lifestyles may be helping men to catch up. And globally, the average human lifespan has risen over the past century, a trend that is expected to continue as nations become richer. Until the economy falls out, once the economy crashes, you're going to see life expectancy drop crazy. Isn't that's nuts that like this fake thing that we've created, a currency, which is essentially kind of a made-up thing. It's just all what we value it as and stuff. Once we took it off the gold standard. Anyway, I'm not going to give you an economic lesson. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm not qualified. But it is crazy that the more money you have, the longer life expectancy there is. Like, there's no way that can't be true. There's got to be a way with no money. I guess you'd have to just be very lucky in the grand scheme of things to not have any serious medical injuries or problems. But if you started like a homesteading thing, right, and you lived off the land and you only ate what you made and all that stuff, right, could you in fact still live up into your 80s and 90s? That's probably pretty tough unless you have help. You're going to need help, but you'd have to get extremely lucky not to have any medical issues. That's an interesting one. I doubt it's really that possible. You still need modern medicine. I think I talked myself back into it. You need modern medicine. But there has been a consistent gap between the life expectancy of men and women. Now, David Atten del Olmo at the University of Alcalá in Spain. Man, I don't know how to say anything if it's not. I barely know how to pronounce English words, and now they're throwing Spanish words at me. Man, I'm fucked. I apologize if I offended anybody with the horrible Spanish reading that I just did there. I apologize. And his colleagues have analyzed the mortality data of 194 countries from 1990 to 2010. They divided the countries into 5 groups according to longevity trends. The groups within the highest life expectancy included places with the highest income, such as Australia, Japan, the U.S., the U.K., and other parts of the Western Europe. The group with the lowest life expectancies consisted of just Rwanda and Uganda. The greatest life expectancy jump was among men in Rwanda and Uganda, who had an average life expectancy of 30.85 years, in 1990, increasing by 14.37 years to 45.22 years in 2010. So that was the life expectancy of just everyone in general. What was that? That was the average for just the entire country. Got it. Okay. Among women in these countries, life expectancy increased over this period by 0.94 from 50.37 years to 51.31 years. In the group with the highest life expectancy, the average gap between men and women in 1990 was 4.84 years, tipping in women's favor. This dropped to 4.77 years in 2010, and researchers think the gap will continue to close. In recent decades, both men and women have benefited from the advances in healthcare. Smoking and alcohol-related deaths, which disproportionately affect men, has decreased, which may have helped reduce the life expectancy gap, he says. Yeah, so it turns out the men smoking and drinking too much was really taking a toll on everybody. Smoking and drinking meant and really put a dent in the life expectancy, okay? Boys, if we want to outdo the women and live longer than them, we got to start taking better care of ourselves, okay? You want to add another fucking scoreboard, score on the scoreboard, okay? You got to stop smoking and drinking. Yeah. The problem is now, I guarantee you that gap isn't really closing because even the people who are trying to be healthier now, right? You're trying to be healthier. You stop smoking. You're not smoking. You're not drinking alcohol. And all of a sudden you became obsessed with the gym. Now you're just overdosing on fucking caffeine and God knows what other things are in your supplements, okay? I don't know what fucking cocktail you're mixing, but it's probably not good on your heart. These guys think they're fucking closing the gap. Like, no, I'm being healthy, but meanwhile you're taking down enough caffeine that'll fucking kill a giraffe. You got heart palpitations like nobody else's fucking business, and then you're taking Adderall, which is a form of speed to help you lift. Alternative healthy lifestyles, am I right? That's how you get healthy right there, boys. Oh man, that's too funny though. It's not it's not surprising. There's also like the risk factor, like the amount of videos you see of just men doing extremely dumb shit on the internet is crazy. You can open up Instagram Reels right now. You can go to YouTube Shorts. There's brand new videos that were uploaded 2 days ago. We have billions of hours of video and photos of men doing stupid shit over the past 3 decades. Like just super more than that, honestly, not even just the internet. Like back to America's Funniest Home Videos. We have decades and decades and billions of hours of men doing stupid shit and just unnecessarily risking their lives. We've all done it. We've all done really. You don't see women doing it at the same clip as men. And that's why they live longer, because they think it through. Okay? They just are better at pointing out and seeing the future in the bad details. Okay? They know how to spot it. I got called out on it earlier, like a month ago. Okay? I like to make strawberries and blueberries, mix them in a bowl. That's like a nice snack I like to have. I make it at the beginning of the week, and I have it. I'm like, cool. I'm going to eat this in the breakfast, have it for snacks. It's great, right? Problem is, if you don't eat it fast enough, it starts getting moldy and shit, right? Whatever, you know? Apparently, I have no sense of smell because my girlfriend opened it up one day thinking she was going to have some. She goes, oh, my God, smells like it's fermenting. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, and there's also mold in here. I ate it that morning. like just a fucking animal that I am. I didn't even notice. Like, I didn't even, like, just could possibly just ate mold and just been like, oh, I don't know. I am a fucking garbage disposal and just not paying attention. It's not good. That's a fucking good way to get something. I don't know what you can get, but I'm sure whatever eating mold is definitely not good for you. It's clearly not. They literally tell you don't do it. Is there anything worse when you make a peanut butter sandwich and you go in and you pull out the first piece of bread and you put the peanut butter on it, and for some reason, like I've done this one time, because normally you pull out both pieces, right? Well, I pulled out the one piece and put the thing. I think I didn't want to make a plate, right? I didn't want to get a plate dirty, so I was like not doing it on the counter so I wouldn't get crumbs, right? Holding it. And I reached in and got the other bread, and you look and it's got blue shit on it, and you're just like, fuck. And then you look at the bottom half and you've been touching mold the entire time you're spreading. Fuck it, you're just not paying attention. And you almost ate moldy bread. And you're just like, God damn it. Now we have to throw away all of this bread. And then your mom tries to tell you, don't throw away all of it. Just look through it. Just shuffle through it. Make sure make sure none of the other pieces have mold. Then you can eat those. It's like, I'm not eating bread that's been in the same bag as moldy bread, okay? They're all complicit. They've all are in on this scam together. And that's that's good. That's why women live longer than men. Because they pay attention to moldy food and don't eat it. Guys, what a great episode of Not Worth the Time this is. If you enjoyed this, you can head on over to punandgame.com and find yourself some more great entertainment. That's right. We have tons of great episodes of tons of great shows over there. We have hours and hours of content. We have this show, Not Worth the Time. We got Who Gives a F, and then we have the back catalog of a bunch of different podcasts that have been on the network. So go check out all of those. The archived episodes are great. And then, if you want to support the website, go to the Punting Game shop where you can find yourself t-shirts, hoodies, and all sorts of cool stuff to represent your favorite shows here at puntinggame.com. Some new designs are coming out here soon, guys. So if you like the old stuff, you got to get it now because they're about to go away, and we're going to put up some new designs, which you guys are going to really love. I promise you. And don't forget to use promo code NWTPOD. That's NWTPOD, and that gets you free shipping at checkout, you guys. Well, guys, this has been Not Worth the Time. I'm Wade Taylor. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. And remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do.